Good morning, everyone. This market is wacko. Well, this one is that we're looking at. This is incredible. There's interest rates flying back up where they're at here after this. We had this buy setup that failed in the wide range bar, and we've been talking about, as we would in any situation like this, with a wide range bar breakdown like that, to stay in the lower half. And we saw what happened last week, and it rallied back up, and now it's up at the top of the wide range bar. That's a big reversal. And so far, the markets are just kind of taking it in stride here. So far, we're going to see. Interest rates moving back up hasn't been good for equities. And let's see. Some of the currencies are kind of flat. I can see down here. The dollar, down a little bit, not a big deal. Anyway, futures here are kind of up a little bit. Let's take a peek. Inside day, and here is the M top. I wouldn't call that really climactic. And like a lot of M tops really get climactic, but you can see the retest and very shallow pullback, and the reversal. Maybe it was just a Friday thing. So we'll be looking to see if it breaks down below that. And if it does, I'm not suspecting yet anything of significance, but coming down to test some support area, I think it would definitely have to push down below the rising 20 MA. It's so close there. It's a little congestion right there, but not a big deal. Again, having this topping pattern, unless it can reverse it, but we shall see. There's lots of news this week. Even at 10 o'clock today, there's ISM manufacturing, construction spending, new orders. So be aware, 10 o'clock could be a mover. So right now, nothing much happening. I think the big thing, interestingly, that these interest rates are popping up like that. So I'm not sure why, but, just reading different things over the weekend, I don't know if anyone wants to, if they read something similar, have a different idea. I was like, no matter who's going to be the president, and everybody says it's not going to be Joe. Michelle Obama, who's never had any experience whatsoever. Oh, sure, you can make her the president. But I think it was, no matter who it is, they're going to keep spending money, supposedly, or cutting, if it's Trump, cutting things and more inflation. And so maybe that's why interest rates are going back up again, which kind of leads into a whole lot of other stuff as to, if interest rates are going back up, inflation starts to increase again, the Fed not going to lower interest rates. And that whole conversation starts to evolve into, recession thoughts and markets going down in this M top, whatever. And so this 13 week has rolled over. I don't know where it is right now, but unless this starts to flip back up, it kind of puts on hold that idea. Why is the intermediate and longer term interest rates going up? Well, it's not because the economy is booming, right? Everything says it's slowing. But if people are believing that, whoever's the president, inflation is going to get worse, well, we'll see this start going up, and we don't have that yet. So we'll keep an eye on that. Bitcoin coming off of this little support area. There's a lot of things that are just in trading ranges, overlapping bars. And we've been talking about that for, over a week now. And That just displays uncertainty. So nobody's really sure. Is this market topping out? We're going to have a correction. Everybody's looking to buy a pullback, of course. Some kind of pullback there and seeing what tech does and the AI stocks and the semiconductors and all of that. Gold just running in place. And we've been talking about this level here for at least a couple of weeks. Is it going to break? Can it flip back up? Just running in place, doing nothing. No, silver, had that up day, pulled back again, doing nothing. Europe, Robert is pointing out Europe moving right, meaning they're lowering interest rates, but their currencies are dropping and their markets have dropped. So if you look at those ETFs, I'm not sure one of these things where they're at. Take a look at quickly. Just looking through these ETFs, you see, what I've been talking about without going through each individual one. But Qs, there's the MTOP, S&P MTOP, industrials, just flip-flopping sideways in a trading range. You want to keep an eye on that, see if it breaks. You've got materials, another trading range doing nothing. Aerospace and defense, it broke its uptrend. That was strong. You see how the momentum slowed. We talked about this at some point, and looks like that could possibly break. So there's lots of things that are near support to keep an eye on. Here's technology that topping tail bar. So more sellers taking control. After that, that's a wide range bar. Discretionary, a sloppy upward move. You've got retail here, same story. I want to send alert on that. Send alert. Down below the range. Transportation improved, but it's in a trading range. The Russell improved, just a mess. This is an ETF. Financials, internet, just another trading range. And mid caps trading range. Like Staples. So you get the point. There's a lot of uncertainties, a lot of chopping back and forth. Communications, was a bigger reversal, but that decent sized reversal day. I'm looking for this one with Europe. And we can see lots of sideways ranges. KBE was interesting. That flipped up, and you see TBT here, interest rates going up, and now they're up there near those moving averages, give or take, in this chart right here. Financials sideways, insurance sideways, broker dealers a little bit better. I kind of learned on my other systems if this can pop up through here, maybe. And these banks, regional banks and other banks doing well, but the big banks not doing much of anything. Home construction now trending down. And with this interest rates going up, I suspect these are going to break down. So those will be of interest today to see what these home construction stocks do. Home Depot, Lowe's, Lennar, how they react to these higher interest rates moving up. The home builders you can see are on this edge of rolling over. Healthcare, I'm not sure that's going to get out of the way or not. Biotechs, we have a small position. It looked great, pulled back. I don't know what it's going to do. Just a smaller trading range. You can see no matter where we look, there's just indecision. So, until it changes. Medical devices, look, so many of these are just doing nothing, just flip-flopping around. The gasoline, oil is improving, and I'm just looking for here. Here we go. Oh. Wood falling, ags falling. Hack looks good. We talked about that last week. This Sky one up at the top of the trading range. Anyway, where is, that's not what I wanted. I guess maybe it's on another computer. Anyway, here we go. What is this on? Weekly charts. Since someone mentioned Europe, look, it's already leading the way down. Look at that. UK, France, coming down real hard. Germany, vertical drop. So, there's a lot of stuff out there to suggest that it's timely, correction of some sort should unfold. All right, other things to look at. Look, we looked at so many already. Okay, let me do SPX and fill those in. Check the numbers here. As things wiggle around. 5420. What did I have written down there? 5420. You can see last week's weren't touched. And 5510, still on the other side of the whole number. It's good. 5410. Double check that. 5405. All right. Well, probably after 10 o'clock, we'll see whether things break one way or another. So the spiders were here in the lower part, up a little bit, but going nowhere. You can see the hourly chart, that move up that occurred, and the deep move that held that support. So obvious place where we'll see whether they hold there or not. Oh, this is one heck of a messy chart. Just a big trading range. This is the Dow. Down, flip back up, all the way back down, and grinder up. And look at that bar on Friday. Just a tail bar, giant tail bar that closed where it opened, and the other closes basically ran in place, which just wiggled around a whole bunch. SMHs, we already looked at that. The rejection up there. So a lot of these reversals like that, and we'll see how they follow through or not. Again, financials, it's the same thing. Same thing. On a positive side, look at this software sector rallying all the way back. So as you start looking, it's up against resistance, but as you start looking through the stocks within this ETF, you start to find many things that are bottoming. So over the weekend in the letter, one of the things I pointed out was what we're talking about here, all of this sideways price action, this mess. But there are a lot of stocks that are now appear like they can start bringing up the rear. And the question is, will those bottoming stocks whipsaw us? Bottoming stocks tend to do that. Can they start to lift up if this M top that's formed, starts to play out and starts moving down? So one of the things that we look for is, let's assume this M top follows through and the market starts pulling back, this unfilled gap gets filled and so on. The thing to look for is individual stocks that hold up relatively well. Right? They slight pullbacks, they don't pull back very much, they start showing relative strength. And that's the process that we always go through. Whereas right now, the majority of things are just chopping sideways and erratic. And if this should follow through lower, right, now what shows relative strength. And in addition to that, what comes down a lot, that would come down to some support level. So the opportunities right now are fewer than they were, but more will be coming. And that's what we do here, is to wait and observe, be cautious during times that need to be and wait for the abundant setups to materialize again. To you, Dan.
Good morning. Yeah, I agree. Last Monday to Monday to Wednesday, we had tons of trade ideas. Thursday got a little tougher, and Friday was very tough. I just said, I'm having a hard time here. So yeah, having laptop problems again. So I got to use this TC. Can't connect to my laptop. Um, all right, alarm's going off. Just had one on Mobley go off. This is a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 that triggered on Friday. So it's a continuation of it, but we have a beautiful multi-bar turn here, and we have a price void. So that looks great. Let me put that in a window. Yeah, chart of the week. I started to watch it on my phone, but it was too small. So I need my big computer. Uber, we have a put spread. And if we can get a 1, 2, 3, which is an inside bar in the upper third, then tomorrow we can do a 1, 2, 3 if the markets are supportive. SFM. This is a continuation breakout. I had an up alarm at 80, it's trading at 84.20. I'll watch that on a little pullback. Coin. It's so, Greg, it's weird. I don't see Bitcoin moving a lot. But some of these ETFs are having huge gaps. Here, let me go to 4 charts here. 4 time frames. All right, 15-minute chart. Greg, how do I get pre-market on here?
You go to edit, right click on it, go to edit.
Right click, edit.
Edit properties and edit plots, I think. Well, pre-market data right there. Click that. And then click the top one. When pre-market, yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I like looking at my pre-market here. So, yeah, for obvious reasons. So it closed kind of here 53.24. Why? Unless Bitcoin's 24 hours, obviously. So maybe that's what's skewing my view that this one's showing a gap, whereas the other one's not. That answers it. So yeah, Bitcoin, we got conflicting time frames here. This is a great example of not in alignment. We have a big old M top on the weekly. We got a bull sandwich monthly after Climo, which suggests lower prices, but we have a bullish gap over this little island on support. So I have a short-term bullish bias, and then we got to see how far they want to move. So coin, I mentioned, this was in the letter as a put spread. We call it a minor 1, 2, 3, because a real 1, 2, 3 has to have a bigger, fatter, wide range bar, and this one's, it's not fat, but it's still multi-bar term with a price void. It's put spread. It's not a directional. So those for my pre-market alarms on new stocks. I don't have a single open trade alarm going off. We're actually not that heavily exposed. Let's see what else is on my interest list here. A couple news items. Trump. Trump is going to be reporting today. I'm sorry. That's an incorrect statement. That the Trump decision on immunity is supposed to come out around 11. So, I just thought I'd watch this. Nothing to do with it now. It's actually a sell setup on the daily there. What a joke this is. This roaring kitty came out and said, "Oh, I accumulated a couple million shares." So I guess he's the Warren Buffett of the meme stocks. Because this thing was, look at this gap up pre-market. The bigger the gap, the better on these ridiculous things. It's just the mentality of traders is just mind-boggling to me. Oh, he accumulated shares for past tense. Oh, okay. So I think the company's worth 20% higher now. What a joke. I looked at GME because this was his prior little meme toy. And, that's gapping down. We had this as a short last week and it wasn't going anywhere, but maybe today 30-minute low is a short idea. I'll put that in a window of the computer. GME. But it's not. Well, Roberto, here's my question for you, and I don't know the answer. Yes, there's been better, all of this volume is institutional. I agree with you. I know they had, earnings and then they had some news. Oh, I'm starting to get into the veterinarian, whatever. I'm not a fundamentalist. But when you get a spike like this on retarded news like that, I challenge you to prove to me that it's institutional people with this novice gap on that news. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I highly find that suspicious because that is an idiotic reason. And I don't think hedge funds are stupid. I don't think institutional, buyers on the news leading up to it. Yes, for the reasons I just said. All right, let's continue. Boeing. We said last week it looked like it was making a bottom. They're buying this SPR, the supplier, which got them in trouble with that door falling off the airplane was, whatever parts or labor, I don't know. And so, what I did, the A/B test, where are you? I wrote you down. Dude, I can't find you now. The competitor, I don't know. I'm having computer problems. I can't find it right now. So let's just move on. BW, I think that's a typo. No, BW is a bullish gap. I'll watch that little $1.50 stock gapping out. Look at this beat up little thing. Now it could be this is a 1, 2, 3, but you don't have a great void. But look at this thing. It used to be $60. This is a solar stock. who knows? Who knows? This might be a long-term bottom. I don't know yet. Um, CSLR. Why am I looking at you? Oh, just a big old gap, 214, but gap's too big. I noticed Tesla up $3 this morning, 201. So that in the FANG department, this looks like the only positive one. It's Friday afternoon into the close. This gray is pre-market, but a lot of things got shellacked into the close. Um, so yeah, all the things are doing nothing here. MS, Morgan Stanley, and JP Morgan, so they're upping their dividends. If JP Morgan can go sideways a little more, that's a beautiful inverse head and shoulders. Cat, bottoming pattern, pseudo inverse head and shoulder. That's put spread idea. Greg mentioned this Minter. I don't know what they do. I didn't look it up. Oh, here you go, technology software. But yeah, look at the monthly as a bottoming pattern. Look, it's been in a coma, just drifting, drifting, drifting. When we talk about a something something bar on bottoming patterns, there you go. There's exhibit A. That's the biggest bar since this sell-off, bullish bar. So, no rush to get in on the daily, but keep an eye on it. Alex, I just had an IBM alarm go off. I was going to do a put spread in this, but there was pathetically low premium at the 170s. Now, part of the reason we're going to get lower premium this week, obviously, is we have 1.5 less trading days. WFC and back. But they're both at the top of the range, Alex. So I had an alarm on MPC go off, but there's nothing to do now. Let me just reset the alarm. $175.20. Q is weakening here. Diamond's relative strength, but not doing anything out of the gate.
A broker dealer ETF popped up. It gapped up above those pivots. See what's in there.
Baxter. Baxter, I had an alarm go off, but nothing to do now.
And don't you have a position on coin?
No, it's in the weekend letter to do a put spread.
That gapped up.
Yeah, so alarm wise, we had for new, we had, let's see, SFM.
Interactive
right?
brokers.
Yeah, yeah, I wish it had a better void, but sure, see how much you can plow through it. Got to buy set up on the weekly. All right, so we had dumping. All right, dunking. Okay, did not trigger, so that will be a clean hit over Friday's high. So let me reset alarm. But coin is good to go if filled. Mobley is good to go. Let's see, did that gap over the entry? Yeah, I said over
Nvidia moving lower.
Yeah, my alarm just went off. We had a call spread on it, or unless that's an early alarm. Hold on. Hopefully 2026. Twenty 16. Wow, what's ripping in the Dow here? It's a lot of green in the Dow 30. No, shoot, see. Yeah, these are, it gapped over the entry and I just did the pullback, but sometimes I think I violated my rule. I like waiting 5 minutes, particularly on Mondays. I guess it's M. Well, I don't like this monthly climb. Well, let's hold off on SFM because the market's, they're not push the throttle. Take some profits or buy protected puts. Sure. Definitely. Definitely. This was a weak bounce. Banks strong, or bios that we're in are strong, but semi, as I said, could set up a measured move lower. So yeah, definitely. It's if you want to do a collar, like you said, to finance the put, because otherwise, I personally am not a buy the put guy because I'd rather just take my money than buying expensive puts. So in the put spread department, it's in the Nvidia coin. Duncan hasn't triggered. Uber hasn't triggered. Alta, bottoming pattern, but it hasn't triggered yet. OIH hasn't triggered. Below. Below's okay on a pullback. So let me type these out. The cat trigger. Yeah, I don't like the deep retracement, so let's hold off on that. Yeah, they're totally different reward to risk profiles, guys and gals. So a collar is going to it's going to limit losses and limit gains. Whereas a covered call is still fully bullish and just lowering your cost basis, but you're still, heavily long because of the long stock. This is our only open position in the weekly options trader. Flex 1, 2, 3 short. Pins isn't going to trigger. BL, BD, BL right there. My alarm just went off. 53.14. So that's a go. Yeah, no, I like it. I like it better than JP Morgan. I like it. Big old consolidation. Look at the 2050 kissing. Buy setup weekly. Um, I like it. We could have got in a little earlier.
I typed it.
Um,
I typed it.
but
I typed it.
oh, I didn't see it. So you want it for the advisory?
Looks good. Yeah.
All right, my internet came on. Let me log in. See how long it wants to stay on my laptop. I think I'm actually my hotspot kicked in. Yeah, T, that's why I said hold off on cat. Didn't like the way it was coming in. Q's new low here though. All the fangs are weak. Netflix tanking actually on the 15. And Tesla, I don't know what's up with Tesla. Oh, I know there was some delivery data on EVs. Don't know if that had anything to do with it. Yeah, I like these screens so much better. Look at this chewy piece of garbage. Look at that. Somebody paid over $33 for that pre-market. All right, so these Bitcoin stocks and ETFs. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Apple popped on the 15. Yeah, Tesla kissed the 200 there and went through 205. That's on fire today. I said the weekly looked fantastic, inverse head and shoulders. I think this can go to 230, but we you know didn't do it. We did a put spread. Light, light triggered. Oh no, it did not. I said 30-minute high. Um, I should have said the first to occur, Friday's high or 30-minute high. I don't know. It was just up a lot, and I wanted it to confirm itself. So let's
J and
hold.
J is strong. I don't know if it's got premium down or put spread. It's bottoming.
All right. AJ 145, 14 cents for Friday. Yeah. 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 Looks better now. Craig, this is the one we stopped out at the dead low on Friday when you said to kill it. Shoot. It looked horrible at the low, didn't it? Shoot. EWQ is France. Oh, they had a gap up. They're having some elections this week or something or other. Flex buying $30 puts for 130. Yeah, right there, midpoint, perfect flex. Wheat. drop down. This must have. Pennies of fools that follow this friggin' idiot. I mean, it's different than him causing a short squeeze like GME and having, buying, that was different. But just to be buying on the fact that he's accumulated, like total joke to me. But he makes money and sucks people in, so I don't. It's not my problem. Oh, this is an old alert. But look, this was in last weekend's letter on we were going to buy calls on Morgan. So I canceled it at the time because of the deep retracement, but look at it now. It's a new setup. What's your old prediction on the immunity case? Timo? Yeah, talking better. He'll get what? Immunity full or limited? I I think it's going to be limited myself. I have my opinion is they're going to say, when you're acting in your personal behalf, you don't get immunity. Only when you're acting as president. Oh, well, that's an interesting question. Oh, yeah, that's. I hear what you're saying. That's I got to think about that one. Um, but I said G alarm, but this thing's still a dog. But like, let's say it's after he's out of office and they still want him to return some records. I'm just, making something up here. That's still within the presidential, scope of work, even though it's after he left office. See my point? But yeah, let me get caught up here. Oh, glad we held off on SFM and Uber's tanking. We're gonna have to cancel that. Yuck, Uber. I am glad you did not trigger.
And look at AMD. You're comfortable with like a 162.50 call spread.
It's a little tight, but I obviously see what you're looking at on 15. See if we can get a bounce, get a better price. Put it down here in the bottom right. Yeah, remember I said that thing just is not trading right. It gave you a day trade long with the sector on Friday morning. But I just am not comfortable swinging that. Have to work it. Stop. 96.15.
Heads up, those numbers are coming in 4 minutes.
Yeah, it is. I mean, not a great example of neckline because it's more of a cell setup. A true neckline, you want all the bars to be on the neckline. But yeah, I see what you're looking at. BNKU. Um, oh, we missed the entry though, Alex. It should have been this buy setup triggered last week over the prior week sign. But and it's up 3 bars on the daily. Nergoo. I like the monthly buy setup. It's a deep retracement, so I don't expect a new high. But yeah, bottoming pattern on the daily, not really sure of the target. And the weekly is kind of a mess for the ETF letter. Setting alarms on things that have triggered. Things felt nicely. B, LBD, nice fall. Our wheat triggered. MS. BMBD. My alarm. Let's cover third at 51. 51.
Russell, big flip now.
Wow, we had a nice out on our meta. That's a weekly. Wow, could this be a monster in top on meta? Time will tell. Cisco was down pre-market and came slamming back. Tesla's still a beast. Now this would be an M top on Netflix if we had a bigger momentum move here. So right now, it's a small M top within a trading range is all. F bin. Yeah, yeah, not bad. I think I have an alarm. I got that off your list. Nike piece of garbage. He can't get off the mat. Now our Zulu stopping out. Yeah, half or a third lot. Half lot. And I was just looking at that on my other computer, Zulu Sierra. I love the weekly and monthly. I just hate buying on the daily up so much, but day trade stops under this 15-minute base. Core trade stops under the WRB. swing trade, it should, I would say, under 187. So it looks good. Well, that's a big wide range bar. All right, that AMD didn't bounce. See where it's at now. Yeah, not enough. Yeah, it looks fine. Snap. I had an alarm. We have a half. No, we're in this. It's just a warning. Low alarm. Our stop is still $1 lower. But agree with writing. Mobley, man, oh man, Mobley. I should have held off being Monday, given it 5 minutes, and then I would have canceled the BLBD first alarm. Mobley has not stopped out yet, but obviously ain't looking hot. BLBD met first target. That's fine. Good for you. We had a nice out on MGM on Friday. That looks like a short-term top. VIX is finally rising. Tick extreme under negative 1,000. USM nice out Friday. Dumping, let's cancel. You know what, Patrick? I looked at that for a call spread, thinking the same thing. Agree with you. There was no juice for call spread, but it could be a directional if it closes like this. Let's cancel OIH just because it's up a lot. Below, I said was okay if you get filled and coin. That's a deep retracement. Alt didn't trigger. JCI alarm. Is this a Sammy trade? I had a low alarm. Nothing to do now, but if it closes like this, continuation. 152. There's no juice on VLO. Let's cancel. Timer boy, you here? Blob. Yep. AD line gapped up to 800 and it's been weak all morning. Can anybody tell me if this got filled in the weekly options letter? Coin was 212, 202. $91. We're not getting anywhere near the juice we wanted on coin. Tesla, Neo, XPEL. Yeah, those are all junk. I have no idea what Tesla's moving on. But that is a range expansion. Very bullish morning. Wow, sir. The pre-market strength. Yeah, it is. Sure is. But you gotta answer the question. Okay, what do I want to do with it and on what time? Alex, I don't know if that's on purpose, but your drop down